Welcome to the very first Pure Brand Media South West Business podcast. Produced in association with the South West Business Expo, this podcast takes a look at opportunities and challenges in the region. We'll be hearing from businesses spanning a wide range of sectors about their thoughts on business growth and success. And with the uncertainty of Brexit upon us, we'll also be looking at the main difficulties for businesses in the region. Plus, we ask why the South West, what makes it such a special place to work in, and why do so many people choose to make it their home? Well, we're down here in Exeter at West Point for what is now impressively the largest business exhibition outside of London. There's more than 270 exhibitors here today, ranging from start-up entrepreneurs right through to large international companies. And there's a whole range of topics being discussed too at interactive masterclasses that are being held throughout the day. Well, joining me now is Expo Director Annabelle McCabe. Annabelle, you must be really pleased with the way it's been going today.
It has been amazing, beyond our expectations. We were 36% up on delegate numbers. We had 58 more exhibitors than last year. It's just been off the charts. I don't know official figures yet, but we must be topping out at 3,500-4,000 people in the room. Everyone has been so busy, so charged. The energy's been really high. It's just been amazing.
People are just starting to take down all of their stands now, and been a lot of positive reactions.
Real positive reactions. We've walked the show for the first time, myself and Dave Barr, who's MD. And we made it our job to go around and chat to everyone, and we've had such positive feedback. We've had, I think, about 40% rebook rate, so it's really high. Just an amazing buzz to have all the South West regional businesses in the room and everyone connecting and talking and chatting, and it's just been fab.
So why did you decide to do this in the first place? Because it's a big endeavour, certainly an expo of this size.
It's really the whole ethos of the business is about connecting people from across the region. We want to shout about the South West. We want to say, look, it's not all about London and Birmingham and Manchester. They're amazing cities, but we've got a lot to offer in the South West. There are 545,000 SMEs that make up across the region, and we need to connect and make sure that everyone's talking, everyone's doing business with each other and moving outside the region as well and promoting the South West.
Well, in addition to the stands and networking, there's also a number of keynote speakers here today, which this year also include a TV dragon.
My name is Rachel Elnaugh. I'm an entrepreneur and a business mentor, and I'm famous for being on the first two series of BBC TV's Dragon's Den.
So what's your role here at the exhibition today?
I've been invited to the exhibition to speak about my entrepreneurial journey and in particular real top tips for people on their business journey, especially if people are struggling and having challenges in getting their business off the ground.
So particularly for startups or for small businesses looking to grow, or both?
I think that every stage of the entrepreneurial journey has its own challenges, and I think the biggest one is actually finding the way to make your business work, because once you've found that magical formula, it's very easy then to grow. But then the next challenge is all of the pains of growth and how to manage that and organise that and fulfil that. So no matter what stage you're at, there's always going to be issues to deal with.
How important do you think events such as this are?
Events like the South West Business Expo are, I think, really important. There's nothing like actually meeting people, setting out your stall, networking, and actually engaging person to person rather than just online. And there's a great energy here, fantastic vibe, and so much inspiration, and so they're well worth coming to and well worth exhibiting at.
So finally, your top tip then for business success, if you had one tip to give, what would it be?
My top tip for business success would be to really look at that word success. What does success truly mean? Because most people, when you really sit with that question, success is all about freedom and flow and joy and liberation. So follow your heart and do a business that gives you all of those things, because when you put your passion at the heart of your business, you don't ever have to work, and that's a really beautiful gift to give yourself.
Rachel, thank you. Well, with me here are a number of those entrepreneurs who've been following their heart and growing their businesses across the South West.
So I'm James Blakeway, and I founded Speak.
Hello, it's John Etheridge here. I'm the CEO and founder of BBX in the UK.
So particularly with regard to the South West, what do you think the main opportunities are of having a business down here?
So here's the interesting thing. As part of what I do, I look at some of the statistics as well, and the South West has had a massive growth, hasn't it, over the last few years. There's a lot of businesses that are starting to, have a serious presence down here, and I think part of the reason is because, one, the internet has made everybody connected in a way that we never had before. So suddenly, the South West has opened up to a lot of businesses. But the other thing is there is a huge amount of infrastructure that's been built down here as well, housing. When I first moved down here, I moved into a housing development where there were 20,000 new homes being developed. I think things like that are massively important to the South West because it's bringing new people in, and businesses are growing as a result of it. And there's some great businesses down here. I've had the pleasure of working with some incredible businesses, some of the leaders in the UK that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
You've got very good employment rates. In other words, if you're going to employ people, you're spending less money than you are if you're in London, for instance. The second thing is that your overhead, if you're going to operate out of an office, there's some really great WeWork type spaces here in Exeter that I know of. I work with a couple of them. So there's some flexible working space if you don't want to work from home. And again, the rates down here are a lot less than what you would find. And probably the other thing is that I was at the University of Exeter delivering a lecture to the economics and business class last night. There's a real excess of decent talent coming through. So, that doesn't want to move to London. So, I think there's some great opportunities.
So my name's Lucy Matthews and I run a PR agency called Marvellous PR.
Do you think there's a lot of opportunity for businesses in the South West? Because there is a certain perception that if you're, certainly for PR and marketing, if you're not in London, you're not anywhere.
Yes, I think there definitely is. Well, we get asked to come and do pitching for work down here because we're based here. There's definitely a feeling that we want to support each other. So, and there are a lot of big businesses based in the South West that people don't realise they are. So there's all sorts of opportunities for us. And we find that, we work all around the country, so it doesn't matter. And the more technology there is, the easier it is for businesses like us in marketing to work from anywhere. We rarely go to a meeting. We nearly always have meetings on, we use Zoom. But we get the face-to-face contact, but we don't need to be wasting time driving to meetings and the client doing the same.
Hi, I'm Rob Pendleton of Pendleton Guaranteed Business Growth.
So do you think there is a significant amount of growth in the South West?
Well, I can actually guarantee it. We've just done 3 studies. We're launching the Devon study today that shows the fastest growing businesses across the South West. So the fastest growing business in Devon at the moment has achieved a massive 350% growth in the last year. But what's really interesting is actually by the time you get down to about the 10th fastest growing business in Devon, the growth rates are more like 30%. And what that means is any small business who dedicates a bit of time towards focusing on building a growth plan can potentially really, really increase their market share because they can get quite close to being one of the top fastest growing businesses quite easily at the moment.
Yeah, hi, my name's James White and I'm a sales trainer and mentor. I think it's huge amounts of opportunity. It's about tapping into a workforce that wants quality of life and therefore wants to be in a position where they can give their best work, but also know that their best work comes from not just being always at work. I think it's about an infrastructure. There's obviously some really good solid infrastructures in the South West in terms of road and rail and Exeter, Bristol, Plymouth. They're big cities that have got big, connection hubs now, lots of different technologies. I know near where I live in Somerset, there's huge amounts of growth in terms of recyclable and renewable energy because of Hinkley Point. So there's huge opportunities in lots of areas in the South West specifically, and I think the goal really is to make sure people can see it and understand it. Like other areas of the country, everyone's got their value, their benefits, but I guess I'm biased. I think this place is a real great place to live as well as a great place to work.
I think there's a lot of people here that would agree with you there too.
Yeah, well, hopefully a lot of people based in this area would think the same. But I mean, we're all biased, aren't we? We all like to think our area is great. But whenever I go to, I do a lot of work with clients in London and in Manchester, and when I talk to people about where I live, and they live in Somerset, they're like, oh, that's nice. So it's got this sort of connotation of being this really lovely, sleepy maybe place to live. So I think what we've got to maybe do is make sure people realise that there's industry here and there's opportunity here. And if we can do that, which I know a number of the chambers of commerces and groups are doing, then I think it will only help drive investment and drive people to come and experience it for themselves.
Pure Brand Media, audio production for business.
So as economic times go, I think it'd be fair to say that we're currently operating in pretty uncertain ones. The B word, Brexit, has definitely been something on many people's lips here today. But talking to businesses around the expo, we've also been hearing about other key challenges that are faced by businesses in the region.
My name is Claire Smith. I'm Head of Business Development for Moneypenny.
So what do you think the biggest challenges are for businesses in the area?
From what we've seen of working with the business in the area, it's actually tech. Tech is so huge. We're a tech-enabled business backed up by brilliant humans. And I think we can see a challenge around people wondering what tech to invest in, how can it improve their business, what on earth is AI? Are bots going to take over the world? And I think it's going back to that theme of being brave. Speak to the experts around you. We've got a fantastic networking community in the South West. We're all here today because of that networking community. I think it's talking to people maybe like Moneypenny. How can tech improve my business? And not being frightened of it, because it can absolutely help your business grow and develop. So I think go out there and embrace it and see how it can improve your business. And that's certainly what we've done as a tech-enabled business now.
Hello, I'm Tony Greenham, Executive Director of South West Mutual. The issue of climate change has really come into people's focus. After the David Attenborough documentary and Greta Thunberg and the climate school strikes. So we're very interested in how we can be part of meeting that challenge of changing the economy so that it's greener and cleaner. So we'd like to be part of the financing of this transition to a zero carbon economy. I think it's really important. It's a huge challenge for the business community, but we think we're up to the challenge in the South West. But it's also, of course, an opportunity. So there are lots of businesses down here that are already trying to be more sustainable in their practices, trying to get rid of plastic, trying to take opportunities in clean energy and in other new sustainable and green industries. So we'd love to see the South West being a leader in the UK for managing this transition to a much cleaner, greener economy.
My name is Jeff Pring and I'm the Warden and Site Administrator at Buckfast Abbey.
What about challenges? Obviously, it's an area that's almost in some ways seen as a little bit detached from the rest of the UK, and just simply by location. Do you think that that's one of the big challenges here in the South West?
It is, and I think a lot of that is mindset. So it's trying to overcome the mindset that, say, when the motorway runs out at the M5, that there is still business afterwards, that we are still connected. Obviously, in the last few years, the view of the rail connectivity has been brought to the fore. So I think probably the transport links are one of the biggest challenges that we have. Something we just need to try and improve in the future.
My name's Jay Milling, and I'm a franchisee for a company called Speedy Freight. I think infrastructure, particularly the road structure, is a bit of a challenge with the size vehicles that we operate sometimes. But that also works as an opportunity because we do a lot of what's called last mile courier services, where you can get a big lorry to the end of the road, but it still needs a van to get down to the end. And we do a lot of that type of work as well. The whole geography of the area provides a unique opportunity, I think, because there are so many businesses that are looking, the owners look for quality of life, and as they relocate down here, then they're going to need service industries like mine to service them, and that's what we're here for.
And we've met a lot of businesses here today that have done just that, relocate to the Southwest. Here's just a small snapshot of what makes it such a special place to live and work.
So I'm Tom Savage, I'm from Morphsites, which is a digital agency in Somerset, based in Somerset.
So what do you think the benefits are of having a business based down here in the Southwest?
Well, it's a lovely part of the world. People really want to live in this part of the world, move down here. I know for me that the work-life balance, being able to finish work and just go into the coastline, enjoy the forest, is an absolutely beautiful place to live and work. And in fact, our company is particularly focused on work-life balance. Probably most of our employees have a 4-day week, and that's encouraged our company. So we get to enjoy the beauties of Devon and Somerset when we're not in work.
I'm Susie from Susie Magic. I mean, it feels like I'm permanently on holiday because I'm from London. Well, I was brought up in London, so coming to Devon was like the annual holiday, and living and working down here is great. And the whole vibe is a lot more relaxed. It's a lot more collaborative working rather than the cutthroat sort of hyper speed of London working. So yeah, that's the attraction for me.
I'm Brian Helmers. I'm with Taurus Clear Communication. The real benefits of working in the Southwest. Probably that there is still a very traditional sense in doing business. People still like to see each other. They like to shake hands. They like to put pen to paper when they're doing contracts. And I think that there's something really quite charming about that, which you probably don't get with larger organizations, that you probably don't get in larger cities as well. And in this day and age where we've got nationalized businesses that are doing contractual arrangements over the phone, it's nice to be able to have somebody that you can actually go and visit and see and have a conversation with.
And after today's success, those conversations will be continuing at the 2020 South West Business Expo, taking place here at West Point on the 4th of November.
Pure Brand Media, audio production for business.
Thank you for joining us for this very first Pure Brand Media Southwest Business Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our look at some of the key challenges and opportunities for businesses in the region. To subscribe to future podcasts and to find out more about taking part in future episodes, please visit our website at purebrandmedia.com/podcasts.